So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to cover a crazy story out of Leafland. If you want to learn more about this and want to read about it, check out Barry Fisher's employment law blog, linked down below, because this is a really great illustration of sort of the troubles that human resources professionals go through, as well as business owners. And this one is out of Canada, and it talks about the nasty fighting between relatives who work together. So Leeson filed a suit against Adamanda, who's a Dairy Queen and grill owner in Huntsville in Canada. And they said that there was retaliation on the part of Dairy Queen. And so the manager of the store was the applicant's first cousin, Leeson's first cousin. And so all of this went awry when the manager's sister, who did not work for Dairy Queen, did not invite the person to their birthday party, which upset them pretty badly. And this meant that the employee and the manager started getting into it, including one other cousin, with heated emails, verbal exchanges, and the employee felt that a grave injustice had been done. And ultimately, the adjudicator, the judge for this, said that the foul language that was used between the manager and the applicant, between the manager and the employee, was only because they were cousins and already friends with each other. And so they were not communicating as fellow employees, but as cousins. And so, this effectively, the person in this case, the employee in this case, tried to allege that because they were arguing back and forth and because there was this conflict, that it created a poisonous work environment. So let's talk a little bit about that before we go too deeply into it. So the Ontario Human Rights Code has a thing called reprisal, of course, which refers to any form of retaliation or adverse action taken against an individual because they have asserted their rights under the code. It's specifically a provincial law in Ontario, and it aims to prevent discrimination and harassment in various areas, including employment, housing, services, and facilities. And Section 8 addresses reprisal. It says that no person shall infringe or do directly or indirectly anything that infringes a right under this act. And so individuals, employees, have the right to be free from reprisal when they assert rights under the Ontario Human Rights Commission. The employee was asserting that there was a poisoned work environment, as similar to a hostile work environment or a toxic and unhealthy workplace environment. There are specific aspects influenced by Canadian laws, and there's a legal frameworks in place in Canada to address these issues with respect to workplace harassment and discrimination. Ultimately, because these issues between the manager and the employee were not as a result of work, and that they were exchanged outside of work, and that they were completely unrelated to work, but simply because the applicant's cousin was unable to attend the party and got uninvited from her cousin's birthday party, this meant that it was not a poisoned environment, and this meant that that they were terminated rightfully. Now, of course, the author of this article says this is a great reason why not to work with family in a business. Agreed with that. Can you imagine Dairy Queen is turned into this mess and is facing the Ontario Human Rights Commission as a result of some arguing and poor hiring decisions on the part of their manager, right? But also, this took people's time, right? People were involved in this. This ate away at everything that you can imagine, right? It ate away at Dairy Queen's time, it ate away at the OHRC's time, and all of this absorbed resources that could be better used somewhere else. And I think that that's what I have the most concern with some of these commissions, specifically, and some of these employment commissions, is this is something simple that could have been resolved outside of the OHRC and outside of taxpayer dollars. And instead, this messy family drama that has been brought before them now has, absolutely absorbed everyone's time, energy, and everything that comes with it. This cracks me up. If you want to read more about it or more from Barry Fisher's employment law blog, he seems to mostly focus on Ontario concerns, or Canadian more generally. But I do think that it's an interesting and eye-opening look into what it's like to practice human resources in a country like Canada, This would not go in front of the EEOC in the United States. As much as someone might want to bring it there, it wouldn't go that direction. And everyone would have been better off, I think. But because of the actions that Ontario has taken, you see a whole blog post. And to be fair, this person, Barry Fisher, decided to take the time out of his day to cover this as well. And if you like more stuff like this, messy family drama, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.